welcome to a broadcast produced by Friends of Terry Virgil. I'm Terry Virgil, your host, and today's episode is Obama can't even define anything about transgender. That I got this from the Texas Lieutenant Governor, and I was reading this article, and matter of fact, I heard about it anyways. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick threw down the gauntlet on Tuesday against President Obama's idea for having the public schools in Texas have a transgender idea, and we're going to state this much. That's as far as we're going to go with this one. And the thing of it is, I'm going to have to throw it on the gauntlet too about Mr. Obama, because here's why. He has no clue about morals. Matter of fact, he's an immoral person. He loves immorality. He loves sexual perversion. And he loves those that are called perverted transgender or sexual perverted transgender. That's what they really are. They're perverts. Because here's why. Or make any claim that there's any truth about the lie that has been told to many people, including us, that transgender people do exist. Well, the problem that I and the Lieutenant Governor of Texas have is, where's your proof? You want us to prove everything, just like a liberal likes to do. They always like to question everything that comes from conservatives. And Democrats are included in that, liberals, so are communists and socialists. They like to have us prove everything, which we can do very easily. But there's one basic problem here. They can't prove a thing. And I happened to do something a couple of years ago that actually is kind of interesting. And it dealt with, this idea of the bathroom law too. And if I get my computer to cooperate with me for a change, instead of fighting me all the time, we could go through a few things and talk about a few things here on that issue. We know that transgenderness doesn't exist because God doesn't goof. Yes, psychology is the main cause of this problem. Liberals and Democrats just listen to them. They don't want to listen to the conservative point of view. They don't even want to listen to the Christian point of view or even any other point of view. All they want to listen to is nothing but space, wind, and time. And they waste people's time in a lot of different ways, by the way. And there are a couple things that we should look at, really, when it comes down to this thing. And comes down to this other fact that comes from Obama. Yes, some people would say, well, yeah, again, the computer don't want to work, so I'm sorry about that, folks. But there are many things that come down from this idea of people wanting to say it's okay to pee in the opposite gender's bathroom. Well, here's the one thing that I look at, and I happen to say it this way. If a man wants to pee in the ladies' bathroom, he's got one major problem. And the problem is this. He cannot identify himself as a woman in reality because he's got a penis and testicles. He doesn't have breasts and he doesn't have a vagina. Yes, surgery could take care of that problem, and drugs. That I do know, and that I do understand. But here's the one thing. Now this problem is going to be presented in between the Supreme Court. Yes, they could have a 3-1 decision. They could have 3 people agree, or they could have not 3, but 4-3 decision. They could also have a 4-4 decision. And the way I understand it is this, that the Supreme Court's not going to sit down and screw around with these things, especially when it comes to doing this, because here's the one thing. Obama has no proof. Let's put it this way. A moron would make statements without any proof, like what Obama is coming up with. There's no truth, no facts. A man is not born a girl. A girl is not born a man, or thinking that they are. Let me put one thing in perfect perspective. I was reading a little bit here and kind of digging into a few facts and see if we can come up with some ideas here. And the one idea that I came up with is this, and this idiotic computer, nothing works when you want it to, but that's because it's probably built by a liberal. But here's the other thing, too, that comes out of this. School districts, especially the public school districts. Yes, if they want federal funding, Obama says that they've got to comply. Well, that's a threat. That's blackmail, by the way. And that's exactly what we need to call it, blackmail. The other thing is, Obama acts like an emperor and a dictator anyways in these subjects. He has no clue what he wants to do. He's totally lost in the dark. So that's part of it right there. I would say this part 2 is really true too, if you look at it, is that Obama is just trying to bide his time until he could be an emperor in the United Nations type of a person, or a king, or some kind of court jester up there. So that's kind of an interesting fact. I've had a pretty good, interesting debate with a person that tried to convince me of transgenderness, and the thing of it is, he had no proof either. There's no site, a CIT type of site. He gave me a website, which is fine. I've seen it before anyway, so because when I was exploring writing this down for a book against Governor Jerry Brown, who is a very dangerous liberal, by the way. He's probably more dangerous than Obama really is, but he doesn't know what he's talking about either when it comes down to this stuff. Because here's the real facts. The real fact is, when he comes up with this, he can't even define what transgender is, and that's an important thing. You got to have definition before you come up with a law, or a ruling, or a decision. Without definition, you got nothing. What you're saying is, what I think goes. You know what that sounds like? Mussolini, Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Lenin, Mao Zedong, Fidel Castro. That's exactly what it sounds like. And here's the real thing and the real deal. Is it what they're saying? Is it what's out there? And is it what is in these ideas? I would say that right now, no. These people got the moronic idea to come up with a stupid moronic idea and waste people's time, taxpayers' dollars. See, by Obama saying that there has to be a liar's bathroom or a pervert's bathroom, such as a transgender is, then and say, well, federal dollars could be taken away, well, I would have to agree with the Lieutenant Governor of Texas and say, wait a second here. Give us a definition so we know what you're talking about. You can't be just mumble jumble. Look at the facts that I have to deal with every day. I absolutely have to come up with facts all the time. And seeing that I have to come up with facts all the time and truths and proofs and everything else, we have to say it this much. Obama would have to come up with this. Here's the only law that really is on the books that comes from the state of California. It's California Constitution Amendment Chapter 85, subsection 221.5, paragraph A, paragraph B, paragraph C, paragraph D, paragraph E, and paragraph F. And the thing of it is, you got to look at a couple other things too when you read some of this stuff. Look at this site that it talks about. That's pure stupid, actually, to have that, because here's why. In California, they got this here. I'm going to cite these for you so you can look them up. California.family.code, section 7500, section A, B, and C. Here's another one, and it goes in the same area. California Fam Code, section 7501, section A, B. And here's another law for people to look at. California Fam Code dot section 7002. And here, go to this website too. California Head of Household, parentheses, Head of Household, legal definition and the qualifications. You could Google those words in. Child, and it goes, qualification child. It defines exactly what a child is according to their identification. So I just gave you a site. Now, the computer finally started working a little bit better, so we'll go along with that idea. But as you can see, those are California laws. And that's where this whole problem started from, is Governor Jerry Brown of California. And here, let's see if I can get the computer to work a little bit better here and quit jamming up and freezing up on me. But let's go to another set of laws here, too, on the books besides California. Since this whole bathroom idea started in California, let's go and look at a few other websites here. That, believe it or not, are cited, by the way. And let's take a look at this one. It is, well, Lenu J. 2012, Obama administration discussed the Defense Continuing Equality rather than the Defense of Marriage Act 81, Fordham, held REV 619, Fordham Law Review from Westlaw, approximately 19 pages, and it's a website you could go to, and it talks about how Obama wants to disobey the Constitution, and he even stated, it's in parentheses, his words, I will not enforce the Constitution. Kind of interesting. Here, this one is 1 USCA, Section 7. That's Section 7 of DOMA, what DOMA states. And it talks about what a spouse is. Here's another law that's on the books. There's all kinds of laws here. We got PA Constitution TIT 23 Part 2 Section